Hello, everybody. I want to say welcome to all of you that enjoyed our meeting for Capstone project for School of Technology and Computing. I hope you enjoy this meeting and learn from the presentation. First of all, I want to share the screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, good. Today is the fourth week that we have Capstone project. My name is Anaita from a School of Technology and Computing. After my speech, Dr. Sam Chang will speak about Capstone Orientation. And after that, Dr. Seun Yoon, as you see in a schedule, the program manager of MS.
Did she freeze?
And I thought something broken, something frozen. Anaida, are you okay? Okay. Okay, I'll take the controls. There is a communication problem. Okay. Hey, Adrian, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, everybody can see that. I think her network has the issue, so I'll take control. Yeah. Okay. So after my presentation, Seon Yoon will do that. Also, we have invited to speak. That she was a student just a couple of months ago, Catherine Atta. She will talk about that. And then we'll have a 20 minutes of question and answer. Okay. So today I'm taking my spot just to go up there. Looks like I have 15 minutes. Okay. First, let's talk about the capstone. Everybody hears, what is the capstone? Why do you need to take a capstone? When do you have to take? Also, you have to work with whom? And also, what kind of things you have to do? Also, how you can finish your capstone course successfully. So let me have a great time with you. So I will share many things with you. Okay, so go to the next one. Okay, what is the capstone project? Capstone project is what? You have to demonstrate how much you learned. Simply, you have it looks like exam just simply checking your concepts. But capstone different. So you have to demonstrate your ability to apply principles, tools, and techniques that what you learned from your discipline to the specific problem or research study. And also, this one is integrating everything. Look at that. Then when you have a final capstone, everything looks like, done. So that's what generally people knows that. Then when do you have to take a capstone project? Here, in terms of taking this course, student must take this course in the last quarter of enrollment after completing all the program courses before graduation. That means if you are taking the capstone, means you are finishing your degree programs. Yeah. Okay. And then, okay, let me see. Then next, okay, just a second. Okay, then what is the next? Yes, that's the one. Okay, you know the when. Okay, wait a minute. So why this one does not work? Okay, so why do you need to take the capstone project? Now you are graduating from CDU. let me ask you, so you can graduate from somewhere else, some other universities, how you can differentiate yourself, how you are so different from others, or how much you are distinct from the others. That's why capstone is coming. Also, capstone, simply you are not solving the given problem. You have to identify problem. You need a creative thinking. Also, you have to show how you understand the problem or the domain. That's a comprehension. Also, you have to work with others, especially your capstone advice or some area then somebody already published a paper or somebody working there, communication. Of course, looks like this is a single man player. No, still you have to have a collaboration, especially you can discuss with other groups, or you can show yours to your research group, or you can work with your capstone advice. And then also you want to gain competence. That's the difference. Because of that, this is what great evidence. You want to show your evidence to future employers, especially your presentation to the public at the School of Technology Computing Applied Research Symposium. Every 10 weeks after the end of a quarter, then we are inviting people to present what they have done. Also, you know what? If you have some source code or if you have a real code, you put into this one into the GitHub. Nowadays, some student put in software student, they put into the GitHub labs. Also, some student, they are publishing paper. They want to have a more solid evidence. So go to the next slide. Then now let's talk about that. You chose the City University of Seattle. Why Seattle? You can go to another university. But naturally, you have advantage. You know that, right? Warehouse here, Boeing here, Windows here, Microsoft, right? Starbucks. Also, you know that. Amazon, right? AWS, Cloud City. This one, Microsoft and Seattle, Amazon, they brought a lot of jobs, professional career to the this city. So that's what's happening. This is one example. So many students, but some of them, they are not sharing the information. Now look at that. Some of them, I know, is a bias to MSCS about cybersecurity. A lot of domestic students, they are already working, even work to AWS or move it to somewhere. Please, if you have a good news later, please share with your program manager. Now you can see that our student, our alumni, they are working here. Okay, then what does it mean? If you are looking for your demand and you are looking for your salary range, I recommend one star net online. So 10netonline.org. If you go there, you can see that. For example, this is I chose the software engineer or some kind of a job. So you can see that average, right? So you have to look at that average. You know what? This is what our students who are graduating from, they are making the money. They worked for the money. No, they worked hard, and then they are getting this kind of advantage here. That's why previously I showed that. Means some students really, they did extra mile. They had extra miles. Then outside the market, they recognized those students. They really want to work with them. You know the Pinterest, right? Also, you know the Adobe. You know the Google. Yes. This is what, Seattle. Because of that, how can you be there? I want to be there too. That story should not be somebody's story. Here, I summarize all of them here. You have a knowledge. By taking courses, you can learn it. Through the TEM project or team project, also hands-on skill, hands-on practice, programming exercise, virtual lab, you will earn the skills. But you need to demonstrate to yourself. There are many things here, students trying from the degree certificates, industry certification. One of them is a capstone project and publication. Why? Students using capstone for their storytelling. You know the storytelling, right? If you have children, so you read books, right? Something like that. When you go to the interview, even here, some of them already you are working at the company, you are hiring people. The interview is what? Storytelling. Usually you want to know what they did. Capstone can be used for that purpose. So who do you work with for your capstone? You looks like you are a single person. You have many different hats For example, you are working with your cybersecurity. First, you need a project manager. No matter what, any project, you need a project management skill. You know that in our cyber world, we are using what? Agile methodology, Scrum, or Kanban. When you go to the interview, oh, how did you manage a project? Oh, I had a team meeting, very, very general one. No, they really wanted to listen to what project management skill you use based upon proven theory. We are using Scrum a lot. Because of that, also you are product owner. Sometimes you bring the problem. You have to know your domain area, cybersecurity, data science, AI, or software engineering, or software development, networking. Also, you are working with your instructor together. Let's say if you are a system engineer, all of a system, regardless of a software, regardless of a data science, AI, you have to take a system analyst role, system designer's role, system developer, and tester. Also, you have to admin your environment, especially this kind of administration is important for information technology, cybersecurity. So those are things also you are working. Also, what do you have to do in the capstone? Yes, you have to have a general methodology. That's the why project methodology Scrum. Then you select what? Okay, let's say Scrum. And then also inside you have different methods, quantitative analysis or qualitative analysis, or you combine it together. Also, you know what? Capstone has our own methodology, CDU style, CDU Gangnam style. So we provided that, right? And then also presentation. You are good, you don't know how to say you are work with somebody, then I'm sorry. That's the why also you must have those skills like what? Steve Jobs, right? Yeah. That's the why I put into the, here's a slide here. Also, nowadays, a lot of people, they want to see that you are source code. Oh, you really did? Or cybersecurity you did? AI you did? Can I see it? Oh, can I access your GitLabs or GitHubs? Also, they want to have a YouTube video, 2 minutes of video, or they want to see that your final report. All those things are combined together. Simply speaking, capstone is what? Storytelling. Okay. Also, we have evidence. For example, this is what last summer we did that. Student come, end of the quarter, School of Technology Computing Applied Research Symposium. We are not deleting this one from our C4CYI, Center for Cybersecurity Innovation, .cdu.edu. If you go there, you can find our ARS, Applied Research Symposium. We kept this one forever. So you can come back, you can use this one as your evidence. What else? Yes. Also, you know what? Our university, we need accreditation or center designation. So we collect some good outcomes, then we put into the CTU repository. You can see that some of our students, they put into this one. Usually instructor collected them, we put into our repository. Also, we have a what? Look at this one. Next week, I have to go to the Clearwater, Florida. Today, you can see the what? Catherine Arthur. She did her capstone study. Brian Meng is what? Corresponding also means a major advice. She did a very good one through her capstone project. Look at this title. Then she submitted this one to the conference, CONISA. The paper was accepted. I never met her in person. Why? She's in the Florida. Now I'm going to the Florida next week. At least, I can see her. At least we can have a cup of coffee, or too hard, we can have a drink. I can say hello to her. This is one of evidence. Also, several students, you can see that they are going to. I'll meet them. Even Yuche Liu, Spencer Liu. Already he is working at Silicon Valley, Google. But he submitted his work. Also, he used his research to get a job at Google. That's why capstone is what? Whole of storytelling. Then you are targeting a certain area, you are targeting certain company, then you are using your capstone when you have an interview. Think over that. You invested your time at least 3 months. When you go to the interview, how much good? You can see it, right? But how you can finish your capstone course successfully? Day one. What does it mean day one? Today. As soon as you get into the CDU, I'm telling you, you are capstone study. Why? First, the capstone, you need skills. You don't have to worry about which problem do I have to solve. But don't worry about that. Do you have skills? Always I'm telling the student, hey, if you know how to drive a car, then when you know where you have to go, you can go. If you have cybersecurity skills, AI algorithms, or data science, modeling, software programming skill, or statistical skills, first start with those skills. Okay. Okay. Just then. Okay. You know what? Just a second. Are you sharing? Everybody can see the screen? Yeah. And then this one, what? Capstone day one, you can do that. So you don't have any idea. Talk to your program manager. Hey, I have no idea. What can I do? And then also, first find you are interested in technologies, areas, or jobs. Even, think of the job. You are, oh, I want to go to this job. Or sometimes, I want to have some kind of a future company. Think of that day one. Also, we will help you as a student club, research group, or career assessment. We have the WOWI, that program. Also, local meetups. We have a wonderful New Tech Northwest. CDU is supporting there. Just 10 minutes from our university. Every month, the second Tuesday, 5 to 7:30, you can go, you can meet the people. That's the why you can start the day one. Generally, capstone looks like what? This is the 10 iterations. Looks like a sprint. Scrum is using sprint concept, means we are repeating this one 10 times, but we are doing this one iteratively and incrementally. So week one, problem identification. Many students, they are struggling here. Why? When they start the capstone, they are looking for the problem. Too late. That's why we did this kind of a capstone orientation. Hey, you cannot identify problem right away. Also, this is a long journey, at least 1.5 years. You join the CDU, or even you are taking next quarter, start now. Think over your problem. Is this problem useful? If this problem is related to your area, your job area, your professional career, or your future company. Also, who solved this one? That's the one. The week two, especially, you have to know the articles. Then also you have to have a lot of websites link. Of course, we are using them. But also you need a what? Academic solid paper too. Related to what? Week three is very hard. Why? A lot of people, students, they want to start first. No. Before starting something, you have to know who did that before, why they could do something successfully, or why they failed, or can I improve something, or can I make something different? Those things are very useful. Those are things that we are following that, okay? Because of that, when you try to take the capstone course, then you start to quarter, oh my God, you are driving 200 miles per week. That's why I'm saying, think over the problem. How this area or these skills are related to my professional career. Also, your future plan. Okay, so now let me start here. Okay, then now I'll give this chance to the Sion, because Sion has this one. Okay, and I doubt it there, but I'll give a chance to the Sion. Later we can come back. Sion, would you take this chance? Mm-hmm.
Hey, yeah, can I share my screen?
Or you can go to the OneDrive, then you can do it. Yes, you can share this one.
I can share a screen if you want.
Can I share it if it's possible?
Yeah, no, you can click to share. You have a power.
Okay. Okay.
This is not Zoom. This is Microsoft Teams.
Okay.
Sorry, everyone. My connection has trouble and disconnected.
Okay,
I think because of it.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Hello,
Yes.
everyone. My name is Sion Yoon, and I'm the program manager for the MSAI program. Dr. Chung has provided such a great overview of the Capstone project and the importance of it. So for my presentation, I won't go into the details of the course, but provide you with 10 tips that can be helpful for you for the Capstone project. So let's get started. Tip number 1 is to find your topic early. I know Dr. Chung has already mentioned this, but I like to emphasize it once again. Choosing a good capstone project is very important. A majority of the students start the capstone project without any idea of what they want to do for the capstone project. And with this, many students get a bit overwhelmed at the beginning of the course. So, but if you are ready by the first week with a solid topic, the entire course will go much smoothly. In other words, choosing a good topic makes your research more effective, progress quickly, and more enjoyable. Therefore, it is the prerequisite for the success of the capstone project. And to do this, I encourage you to search for a topic before the course even begins so that you can have a stronger start to the course. And to some, finding a problem, knowledge gap can be a challenge. One option is using an existing knowledge gap. Finding an existing problem statement can be done by going through research articles, which I'll go over in the next slide. And you can see and try to search for some disagreements to their solutions. What do you not agree with? And thereafter, providing your own solution to the problem statement is an option that you can take. I encourage you to read peer-reviewed papers through article search engines such as ACM and the IEEE databases to find ideas and search for problems that interest you to solve. They have a lot of a large database of different researches that have previously done. So you can look through those to find some interesting topics that you may, and then interesting topics and some of the problem statements that you don't agree with so that you can find a different solution. It doesn't have to be a large problem statement because a lot of the researches that are in these databases may have taken months or even years to complete, and knowing that this is just a 10-week course, a groundbreaking extensive research results are not expected, but something meaningful with the technical contribution using the knowledge and skills that you've learned from the courses you have taken, it'd make a strong capstone project. So just keep that in mind, and also keep in mind that a vast majority of the researchers take only a small step forward to solve a larger goal. Also, here are some other tips on choosing a topic. Choose a topic that you're interested in. Think of what you're passionate about. What gets you excited? If you don't like your topic, you will not enjoy the process, the capstone project process. So it's important to find a topic you would have fun with. And also try to use this time wisely to help you for your future plan after graduation, whether it's your first step into your career, future education, or even within your workplace. Moreover, make sure your topic can be realistically completed within 10 weeks, and that isn't too broad or too narrow. When shaping your topic, set goals that are notable but yet feasible, and you can start small and expand as you progress. And also, this is such a good time. Like, you don't get to, do anything that you really wanted to do. Like sometimes, like you don't get to have this kind of time. And this capstone project time is such a good time where you can do really what you wanted to study, what you want to research more deeper into. So I think utilize this time to do and a research that you really are interested in, and it'd be really great. And ensure the topic is clear and you're able to state your problem statement with the solution in a few sentences. If your objectives are not clear, you're gonna go all over the place during the project process. So be able to persuade the readers through your paper and audience through your presentation and the importance of your work with evidence and clearly deliver your objectives. And no one will know your topic better than you. And many of the audience may not even know about your topic. It's expected that you describe step by step and use visualizations such as comparison charts, figures, graphs, etc. to prove your point to help the audience understand clearly and easily. Because like I said, some people don't know much about the area that you're researching on, and some people wouldn't understand. If they get an easier way of understanding it, they'll be very persuaded by your problem statement and the solution that you provide. And note that each week you'll be focusing on a particular section, as Dr. Chung has shown. There's an introduction section, related work section, approach section, etc. So there will be more guidance through the modules, and there'll be tips within the modules each week. So you don't have to worry too much. I know that it feels like there's so many things that you need to do, but each week we focus on one at a time. So yeah, you'll have that kind of guidance throughout the course. Also ask questions. There's a muddiest point. You can always ask questions to the muddiest points area, section of the core of the module. And also you can drop in during office hours to discuss about your project. You can also talk with the instructor. Always reach out through email or through chat to ask questions about the, if you have any questions about your project. You can set up meetings as well. Also, since this is an independent research, sharing your progress and providing feedbacks to classmates can be very helpful. You can use the discussion board rather than just stating a good update or good progress. I advise students to provide more in-depth feedback, which can motivate, encourage, and also help one another throughout the capstone project journey. Another thing to keep in mind is the final deliverables. On the 10th week, what is expected is the finalized paper, PPT, and for those who have a source code, GitHub link within the report and presentation is expected. There is also the Applied Research Symposium that is held at the end of the quarter, and it is required for all students in the course to present at this event. So if you're taking this course, please have the last Thursday of week 10 marked on your calendar. Within the presentation is to be 15 minutes, and within the 15-minute presentation, a demo is required, which is a 2-minute demonstration showing what you have done. Just showing a demo, like a short video of what you have, maybe your source code or what you, something that you, or maybe explaining about your demonstration that you have created. Just you can be pre-recorded or it can be shown live during the presentation. Just keep that in mind. Also, good efforts and time needs to be put into each week's process progress to complete your capstone project effectively. Be prepared, avoid postponing, and you can use project management tools or daily to-do lists to manage time wisely. Think of yourself as a project manager and you control every aspect of it, from choosing the topic and making sure every step of the project is successfully completed. And I'm sure most of you are familiar with the policy for late assignments, as this applies for other courses as well, but please ensure assignments are submitted on time so your grades are not affected by it. And avoiding plagiarism is very important, especially in the capstone course, there's a lot of writing, so it's very important that plagiarism is avoided. And plagiarism is violating the academic integrity. So you would need to make sure that it is not detected. I advise students to run their work through the plagiarism detecting tool before submitting. So to conclude, here are 10 tips that I have for you on your capstone project. Number 1, find your topic early. Number 2, search for an existing problem. 3, choose a topic that is meaningful to you. 4 is ensure that the topic is clear and paper presentation is persuasive. 5, ask questions and engage. 6, keep in mind of final deliverables. 7, good efforts needs to be put in. 8, use time wisely. Submit assignments on time. And lastly, avoid plagiarism. Thank you, and I wish you all the best on your capstone project.
Thank you very much, Dr. Seal. Thanks a lot for your presentation. And now we want to go to Catherine.
Hello, everyone. Are you able to hear me well?
Yes, yes, sure.
All right. Is it okay if
I can share your PowerPoint.
all right, that's good. Thank
Can you see?
Yes.
Right.
All right. Thank you, Anita. Hello, everyone. My name is Catherine, and I'm a fresh graduate in the MSDS program, and I'm here to talk about my experience when creating my capstone project and writing a paper for publication. Next, please. So my presentation will cover planning for working on the capstone project, writing the research paper for publication, some final notes, and a very short demo on my project. Next, please. So when I was planning for my capstone project, I started with the topic. As I was deciding, I considered some factors like my interests, like computer vision, natural language processing, chatbots, and recommender systems. So I also thought about its relevance to my background, which is in healthcare, pharmaceutic, and insurance. And then what are my past experiences and what I have knowledge of. And I also wanted it to be impactful. So I started thinking about my topic like 2 quarters prior to my last term, and right after I attended the capstone orientation. So when I have like a list of like possible topics, I started thinking about what data I can use. So I did some research, and knowing that in healthcare and insurance, accessing data that are quite sensitive, it's going to be hard. So it took me a lot of time, and I actually prioritized this, and I checked all possible data sources that I can think of, like Kaggle, data.gov, Google Dataset Search. I also checked GitHub and UCI Machine Learning Repository. I even checked CDC and WHO's websites. I also approached Dr. Yun, and I asked her if she has like any like suggestions where I can find health-related data sets. And eventually, I found some data sets that I can possibly use. And then this also helped me narrow down my options for possible topics. So, and then I found a data set that I like, and that I'll be working on. So this gave me an idea of what I wanted to do. And while I was planning for my actual project, I list down the skills that I know and the technologies that is required for like possible technologies that is required for building my project. And then I had to know what are my strengths and weaknesses. And then I thought it would be better to apply the skills that I already know and then hone those skills. And then I also worked on what my weaknesses were or are. And then I also thought of, okay, if there are any skills that is required, I should be thinking about them and like learn them right now before like the actual like term for the capstone project starts. So I did that. I also made sure that my project will be doable within the time span I have, like which is approximately 10 weeks. And then of course there will be some issues with your project. Some like you would be debugging some like all of those problems. So I allot time for that as well. While I was thinking about or planning for my project, at the same time, I was researching for good and relevant references. I got like at least 25 references, and I knew that they should be from published journals. So I checked. I used Google Scholar, ACMI, as mentioned by Dr. Sion, and I also checked the IEE Explore. For my case, I checked Science Direct, CDC, and WHO, and like there are times when you like, oh, you found a good source, but then you can't access it if you don't pay for it. So what I did was I took the DOI number and log into DOI.org, or like just open their website and then search that DOI number. So that worked for me. And for the oh, I'm sorry, next please. So I started working on the CNN model first, and I did this 2 weeks prior the last term, my last term, and which is like the semester or yeah, the break. And then I did this in Google Colab, so I paid for the pro version because like I knew that if you're working with images while you're building your neural networks, like especially with thousands of images, it takes a lot of computing power. So this gave me access to a GPU always when I'm like working on my project. And then I explored my data and then built and trained and evaluated my model. So this part of the process was not very time consuming, but when you're improving your model, it's like a totally different story. So I did a lot of experimenting with the parameters, like the layers to use, the number of layers to use, and then I also experimented on the hyperparameters like the learning rate, the batch size, the optimizer, and the number of neurons to use or filters and things that are like relevant. And this part was very time consuming. It took me probably more than 50 trials. Like I was able to build more than 50 models in 2 weeks. And then once I found the my best model, I started thinking about building the app. So while I was working on my initial model, I was recording the results, and I also wrote down what I did. So with that, I was able to create my initial draft for my paper. So that helped a lot. And so when I was working on the iOS app, or like a mobile, I was thinking of mobile app, but then I had previous experience creating like very simple iOS apps for fun. So I thought it would be a good idea to work use the iOS platform. So I reviewed some of my previous work, and I had to relearn programming in Swift and in Xcode. And then before the term started, I was able to build like just the skeleton of my app. I was like expecting there's going to be some changes, so I stopped there, and it was just in time that the term started. I expected that there's going to be like, yeah, other than the changes, there will be of course errors, so you have to debug that and so on. So the first week, I had a meeting with Dr. Meng, who was my project advisor. So he suggested to use AWS cloud services because he knew that I was learning the ML, how to use the ML platform in AWS. So I did that. I used Amazon SageMaker. This I used to retrain and tune my initial CNN model. And this is like all cloud-based. So this was actually my weakness, and I thought it was very complicated, especially because I didn't have enough experience using it. So yeah, this you need to have some experience to be able to work successfully in this environment. And I did review my previous work like months before, or even a year before. And while I was working on my the CNN model, I did many trials and errors, especially on the issues with framework version and incompatibilities. And then also with like with SageMaker, they are kind of strict with the data format that you're using. So it has to be like an acceptable format. It's either you use a record IO or what's the other one? Like a compressed file, which is I use like NumPy's savez underscore compressed. Like it's like one of their built-in function. So I use that for my use case, and that worked. Next, please. Sorry. Okay, so when writing the research paper for publication, this one coincided with my capstone project and also like the paper that I was writing. So especially in the first 5 weeks for me. So if you started early, you will have enough time to improve your paper, and I would recommend to put some more time and effort in improving your paper. Having good references also helps, and do expect to make a lot of changes and editing, which happened to me. And also Dr. Ming and Dean Sam, they were giving me very good and helpful suggestions. So, you'll listen to your advisors because they know better. And next, please. So for my final note, like what was iterated by Dr. Yun and Dean Sam, you start early, work on something you're passionate about. For me, it was like computer vision in healthcare. So that worked out well for me. Learn extra skills outside of school, especially if you don't have a background in computers or technology. And this was also mentioned by Dean Sam. Join a student club and attend their weekly meetings if you can. This one, you can learn a lot of things, and this will also give you insights. Time management is very important. You make sure you have ample time to work on your project, as well as in, like, when things don't go well, you should have time for that. So, and also when you're stuck, it's better to take a break, and but you don't give up working on your project. Put time and effort on your project, and as I mentioned earlier, listen to your advisors' advice or their pointers, some suggestions, and enjoy working on your project, which is like the best part for me. For next page, please. Okay, so here is like a very short demo of like the app that I created, which is just like a prototype. Can you play the video? Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
So so this one is like one of the sample images I used, and as predicted or classified by the app, it says non-autistic, which is correct. And this one is another sample image that I used. This one is like a autistic, which is also correct. And that's like a very short video. And that's it for my presentation. And I hope you gather some useful tips. And that's it. And thank you for your time.
Okay. Thank you very much, Katrina. Thanks
Mhm.
for your work and your presentation. Does anybody have any question for Catherine?
Yes, I want to share Catherine's work. Just let me share the screen. I will show something. Wait, can you see this beautiful beach?
Yes.
This is where Clearwater Beach, Florida. Yes, actually, she and I will meet here. Then this is her outcomes. Now she has an official record. This is the outcome of her capstone. We are not forcing students to publish it, okay? We are strongly recommend. This is only she volunteered. So she really wanted to aim high and look at that. This is what, if we are doing very capstone, our capstone is using this Conisa conference format. So yeah, you can see this video picture, right? You just saw it. Yeah. Yeah. So this is what she, up to the last minute, she really worked hard. Then she has this one. I hope she can use this one for her job search or any professional career. Yes. Okay, let me stop it. All of us speaker, would you turn on the camera? 3 speakers. Now, student, your time. You can have a question or you can put into the chat box, then we'll answer your question. Yes. If you don't have a question, then we can adjourn earlier, but don't be shy, okay?
Can I have a question, Katrina?
Yes.
You said about some roadblocks that you have in your presentation. I want to know what was the most important thing, most important roadblocks that you have in for Capstone project. And you remember all the time about that, you know?
Yeah. So for me, it was using SageMaker. I was stuck with like the data that I was using. It wouldn't accept the format, so I had to figure out the correct format for my case. I used the script mode to retrain the model and tuned it. So you cannot use, like, let's say Amazon has documentations, and I was looking at their documentations, and there were some videos, and I was studying them, and they were using Record.io, which is like one of the formats that Amazon SageMaker used. It didn't work for me. I was getting a lot of errors, so I had to figure out what I can do to fix mine. It took me like weeks to make it work.
Oh, good. Thank you very much. We have a question in chat box.
Yes, there are 2 questions.
Yes.
Yeah, Joseph's question. Yes, would you be the Joseph question, Anaida?
Yes, Joseph Williams. Is there a list of topics to help us get an idea of where to start thinking? Do you have any suggestion? Any list?
Okay, so I put into the link. Also, I'll share the screen. There are many ways. Okay, there are many ways you can get that one. This is the easy way. Everybody, do you know C4COI.cdu.edu? This is a Center for Cybersecurity Innovation. .cdu.edu. If you go to the school STC. Then you can see the event. Applied Research Symposium. All years, we have a data. Let's go to the summer. What happened? Can you see the topic here? Yeah, you can see a lot of topics of what students did. Okay, every session they can come. This is the one of a way, then you can get that topic easily. First, understand what other student did. The other second one is you have a student club. Join the student club, they are talking about something else. Third, our faculty, we have a research group. I have a smart and secure computing group. Usually Friday, 4 to 5. I know it's a tough time. We come, we are talking. Then also fourth one, start with the skills. Skill is always an easy way. You want to learn something. You want to learn TypeScript, especially cutting edge skills, not all the skills. You targeted some company, you are looking for skills. That's also you can start. That's my answer. How about others, Sion? The question is, yes, is there a list of topics? Yeah.
Yeah, one is, I'll send out a link on the chat box. You know, the STC repository, there's a list of good papers that have been submitted and that have been completed. So I'll put that link there as well. And our STC also has a YouTube channel with some examples of capstone presentations. You can also see that as well. I'll put the 2 links there to see some examples of different capstone papers that have been completed. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if you can get somebody's paper, also you can see that they are listed. That's easily you can find it. Okay. Also, Catherine, do you have any answer or comment about Joseph's question? Is there a list of topics?
Honestly, I did not look for like sources for like possible topics. What I did was know what are my interests, what I already know, and like what is relevant to my background. Like my background is in healthcare and insurance and pharmacy. So I was thinking, okay, what can I do with this background, with this knowledge? And I list everything that I can think of. Like, okay, initially I wanted to make like a pill identifier, like medication identifier, but I couldn't access this data, so I crushed out. So I ended up doing the autism classifier because number one, I like computer vision. I really enjoyed working on images, and that really worked for me. And I know I have some knowledge because it's like healthcare related. So yeah. So if you have like other backgrounds, you have other interests, like what are you passionate about? This was mentioned by Dr. Yun. Um, go with it. Try to like think, be creative. Yeah, be creative. And what if you already have some skills, use them. And if you have other like if you really want to learn other skills, then take time to do that. Like if you have spare time or during like breaks, that's what I did. Like when we don't have school, we have 3 weeks, I learn other things, so I don't stop learning. And like, you know, your brain stops working if you like take a long time and not learn anything. So I did that. And I also joined the data science club.
Yes. And I want to add something to get idea. If you can see my screen in your course shell, you can go to the right, to the left side, extra curricular activities, community building. As Sam said, we have some meeting every week, Thursday. Week 2, we had invited talks. Week 4, we have STC Capstone Orientation. It is today. Next week, we have invited talk. For example, invited talk. When I click on invited talk, it is open. And next week, we have Dr. Ho. We invited Dr. Yun invited him. And you can also, from these invited talk, this capstone orientation, you can have and get idea. And I think for STC student, it's necessary to attend all of these weeks, because, you know, week 2, week 4, week 5, week 8, and also week 10, we have these meetings, and try to attend these meetings, and you can get idea from all of these meetings.
Okay, then also I saw that Jocelyn Sharia, I'm sorry if I could not pronounce your name, I'm sorry. Yeah, but you have a very good question. Then asking, especially asking Kathleen and Anahita or Sions, are you both currently working in a job related for your capstone? In this case, I think Kathleen already mentioned that she is working in healthcare area. So we have two types of a student. Generally, one type is a student, a domestic student. Usually they are working, then they want to learn the computer science, data science, cybersecurity. Then they want to have a promote themselves at the workplace. That's the one type. Or they want to go to the other job domain. Then usually they are targeting their future professional career. To that market, what they are looking for. Okay. Also, if you are using current your domain knowledge, like Kathleen has a very good domain knowledge in healthcare. That means she uses the data science and AI. She solved the problem. That's a very good approach. The other one, Anaita, she came from the country, and she's an international student. She's targeting some company. Okay, after graduation, I want to go to this level of a company. Okay, starting. Even simply sometimes just to talk about the salary, it's okay. I'm targeting this level of the salary. Then if you go to market, they are asking a lot of skills. First, you start with the skills, very easy. Skill, you don't have to think a lot. But while you are studying those skills, earning the skills through your muscle memory, then you can find the problems. Also, I'm encouraging. Relatively a few students, they have a very strong idea. I want to have this startup company. Those students also, they have that. So my bottom line is what? First, everybody tonight, think of what will you do after you finish the master degree or bachelor degree at the CDU. If you think now, I guarantee your life much easier. Your capstone outcome is very, very good. Also, Ali mentioned that, hey, Ali, already you showed one, Anahita shows that our course cell has all over link. Okay, please don't forget it. And then I got the one question from another faculty. Hey, the faculty said, is it clear that students can and should have their topics decided earlier? Everybody's saying decide earlier. But you know what? In order to have a decision, you have to invest your time. You have to have at least 1 or 2 quarters. You have to invest your time. That's why everybody's saying here, when you come to the capstone, oh, where is my problem? I'm sorry, already I know the quality of your paper, very poor. That's why we are saying that. And another student said, hey, end of the product of the capstone, okay. Benita Pahoya, yes, thank you. The end of a product of the capstone has to be a paper. Yes, regardless of a public, this kind of the top paper, the report is the conference proceeding paper, also presentation, demo. We want the 3 presentation skill, okay? And then writing report. And also we want to see the demo means including source code. Did I answer correctly, Sion? Do you have any question about that? The end product of a capstone has to be a paper?
Yes, is the paper and a presentation, and I actually don't have the chat box, but can I share my screen real quick to show the STC repository? Yeah, so if you go to repository.cdu.edu and go under computer science, and there's some example capstone project papers here you can look at, and also for the example of the presentation, you can go to the YouTube and go to C4CYI CityU Seattle, and there's a video section called CityU capstone presentation, and you can see all the examples here.
Okay.
Okay. Already, it's 3 minutes to the end of the meeting. I want to thank you all the presenters, Dr. Sam, Dr. Sion, and Katrina, and all of you that attended to this meeting. I hope you enjoyed this meeting and learned something. I just want to thank you all and see you next week for Invited Talk, week 5. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Thank you all. By the way, I like very much your background, Katrina.
Oh.
Your background is very beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
I
Thank
painted
you
my
all.
own wall.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Thank you,
Thank you
everybody.
all.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Sam. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah,
Bye.
okay. Yeah. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Bye.